Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this Saturday mountain weather update, and welcome to March 1st, the start of meteorological spring, which includes March, April, and also May. And there is nothing going on right now across the west. Big ridge of high pressure. It's here all day today with abnormally warm temps and dry weather. Freezing levels today across parts of Colorado, Utah, Wyoming are going to be very high. In Colorado, up to maybe 12,000 feet potentially this afternoon. So that is extremely warm for this time of the year, and there's just nothing on radar right now. Let me take you up to the northeast. Here's a clipper, the latest one, racing through the northeast. Some light accumulations of snow through New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Now, the next storm system that will come in on the heels of this one looks really warm and might bring rain to some of the ski areas. So we'll look at that coming up in the forecast. Here's water vapor. Looking at the setup across the west, low level. Oranges and reds are going to be your drier air. The whites and the blues are going to be your moisture. Here's the cutoff low. I've been talking about this the last couple of days. It's going to move through pretty uneventfully, but it will help to kind of break down this ridge of high pressure a touch, setting it up for the next storm system. There's actually two right there and there. So these two storm systems will be the major players in the extended forecast. And what will happen is both of them will come more squarely into the west. So they'll hit the west coast and then move into the interior west in the extended forecast. And here's my timing for this, um, my bullet points. So the next storm system, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4, that's number one. That one will pull in some colder air. I'm not talking about Arctic air, but quite a bit colder than what we're dealing with right now beneath this high pressure ridge. Then another storm system, 3-5, 3-6, and 3-7. That one might actually be a little bit better for some of the resorts. And you'll notice in my forecast, a lot of the numbers have gone up. They have increased in some areas. Okay, here's my snow timeline. Best odds of snow for Big Sky, the Wasatch Tetons, Colorado, interior BC, the Pacific Northwest, Tahoe, and the Northeast. So really you can see the pattern. There's two main storm systems. So for example, in the Wasatch, first one comes in late 3-2 into 3-3, and then potentially heavier accumulation on 3-6. And the Tetons, very similar, two different storm systems. Colorado, two different storm systems, a slightly different timing for each in those areas. Now, it's going to be a long wait for interior BC. You're going to have to maybe wait until 3-8, 3-9, 3-10 for anything significant. In the Northeast, there it is, that 3-5 storm system could be quite a bit warmer and have rain with it at many of the base areas and maybe rain, snow at mid-mountain. So I'll keep an eye on that one. But let me drill down to Alta. And this is up in Utah, Little Cottonwood Canyon, effective about 9,000 feet up there. So today, totally dry, sunny, beautiful, very little, if any, wind. Dead calm in some places, I'm sure. And a high of about 37 degrees at 9,000. Tomorrow, it's 35. Snow comes in late with the front. The wind picks up a little bit. Snow through Monday, March 3rd into early the 4th. And notice the temperatures drop into the teens for both Monday and Tuesday. And the wind is there between Monday and Tuesday. So that's Alta, Snowbird, Solitude, Brighton. But that's just the first storm. And I think there could be heavier snow with the second one on the 6th of March for a lot of Alta, Snowbird. Let me go up to Wyoming. So this is going to be Jenny Lake, Wyoming. And this is at about 86, 8,700 feet up there. And totally dry today. Beautiful, unlimited visibility, but it's going to be warm at about 35 to almost 36 tomorrow. Very similar. A little bit colder on Monday, sub-freezing at least, and then colder on Tuesday. So the next shot of snow comes in on the 3rd, and then there's an additional shot after this. But I'm not forecasting a ton of snow for the Tetons, maybe 6 to 10 inches grand total from both storm systems. Okay, let me go to the jet stream forecast here and I'll show you what the pattern's going to look like over time. And so this is the winds at about 30,000 feet. And I'm looking for the brighter colors here, the oranges and the reds. Now, immediately, I'm going to start this at 11 o'clock today. You can see the cutoff low right there coming out of California, and that will roll right through the four corners. But look to the north of that. I mean, the jet stream is arcing way to the north. That's your high pressure ridge, the warm, dry weather. That's what's generating that. Okay, so let me push this ahead in time. All right, here we are late today. There goes the cutoff through the four corners, slides out into the middle part of the country. Here's late on Sunday, March the 2nd. Here's our first of two storm systems. You can see the dip in the jet coming out of California, rolling into Nevada, Idaho, eventually Utah, Wyoming, and Colorado. There it goes. Here we are late on Monday, the 3rd. Then it slides out into the country. It becomes an important storm system for the heartland. This is late right there on the 4th. And here comes the next storm. All right, here's late on the 5th. You can see the next dip in the jet, the next trough of low pressure rolling into California, Oregon, Washington. And then that moves into Nevada, Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and eventually Colorado. There's the 8th. So late on the 7th, early on the 8th. The final piece slides out into the heartland. And then look what happens after that exits. We're back to high pressure across the west. You can see the ridging of the jet to the north. Okay, let me look at snow accumulation over time. So on this, your light blues are going to be your lightest accumulations, under 3 inches. The greens are going to be 3 to 6. Yellows are 6 plus. Reds are 10 plus. So start this at 11 o'clock today. Light snow up in the northeast. Nothing for the west. Here's early on Monday or Sunday, March 2nd. Here comes our storm system, the first one. California, Nevada, Oregon, starting to see some snow there. Then it moves into the Wasatch. This is early on Monday, March 3rd. And then it moves into Colorado midday, Monday, and then it continues. A pretty good shot of snow right there south of Denver over the Palmer Divide. You can see the reds breaking out. Um, okay, so here is late on Tuesday. That storm exits. There's a little bit of action behind it across the northern tier, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. And then that drops down, becomes a storm system. Here it is developing. This is early on Thursday, March 6th. Energy comes out of California, hits Nevada, Utah, Colorado, pretty squarely, Arizona, and also parts of northern New Mexico. All right, here we are late on the 6th. Wyoming gets a shot of snow out of that thing as it tracks through. And then there's some leftover energy there in the southern tier potentially on the 8th. Very interesting. We'll have to see if that holds up tomorrow as well. But that would snow through southern Colorado, northern New Mexico through the 8th, and then slide out into the country. So a little hidden area of low pressure there, kind of interesting. And then we're back to that old pattern with high pressure across the west and not much going on. All right, here's my forecast. So all of today, March 1st through the 7th. So the numbers have increased. I bumped them up across the Wasatch to 1 to 2 feet, essentially 10 to 20 inches. That assumes that 3-6 storm system holds together with heavy snow potential. Up in the Tetons, I'm going to go 6 to 10. Big Sky, Bridger Bowl, Red Lodge, all 6s. Less in northwest Montana. Very light through interior BC. I've got 4s there through Banff, Sunshine, all the way up to Marmot Basin. Not much for the Pacific Northwest until late in the period. California, I've got about 10 to 20 inches of accumulation there. Tahoe, Mammoth, up to Shasta. Now, southern Utah and parts of Arizona actually do pretty well with a foot or more through Bryan Head and Arizona Snowbowl because, again, you've got at least one, maybe two different lows that kind of take that southern track. In Colorado, the numbers have gone up. I'm going to go 10 to 20 inches for pretty much all of the zones. Um, from the western slope to southwest Colorado, all the way up to Summit County and the Front Range High Peaks, 10 to 20 inches. Down in northern New Mexico, we could do 8 to 10 inches. I think that's definitely possible with this pattern. And again, these numbers are grand totals from from the accumulation of two storm systems. Now, up in the northeast, the problem is the 3-5 storm with rain. So I had to cut the totals as a result of that warm air and that rain potential. So we were looking at somewhere between 2 and 6 inches now. If it was all snow, we'd be looking at a lot more, but I think with the rain potential, it definitely cuts that accumulation down. All right, we'll end on the big western map here. I love that all the numbers have gone up. We've got two storm systems to consider here for this first week of March, and we'll just see how this plays out. Guys, thanks for tuning in here. I appreciate it. Take care and have a great day.